Well, today it is Saturday the 12th of December and I'm out on my journeys again on the South Western Railway, and today's theme generally focuses on the military, obviously going near Aldershot, and also the macabre. Well, I don't know whether macabre's the right word, but this will come clear once I explain to you what I'm actually doing. I am assisted today by two different publications. So I've got the Complete British Railway Map and Gazzetta, which is a very old version. I bought this back in the early 80s, and the other one is the Rail Atlas, which was produced by S.K. Baker, who unfortunately died earlier this month, and there's an obituary for him in the Rail magazine. So this is what I'm going to do today. Catching a train to Woking, which is not on this map. I've had this book for 40 years. I've never noticed that Woking isn't on the map. Let's sort that out. Right, Woking is now on the map. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to catch a train from Woking and I'm going to visit Brookwood and then travel along the line to Alton via Ashvale, but I've been there before. I'm going to get off at Aldershot. Then I am going to visit Farnham, Bentley and Alton. And then on the way back, I'm going to return via Woking, stopping off at Brookwood. Now this map shows all the lines that have ever been built up until this book was published. And as we can see here, there is, between Womborough Station and Farnham, there was a line which was basically a main, almost a secondary main line that used to run down to Portsmouth and Gosport. And those two stations there are Ash Green Halt and Tongham. The other book shows the lines as they are when I bought this book, which was not that long ago, 5-6 years ago. And as you can see, there's quite a few lines that no longer exist, especially when you get down to Alton, which is down here. Oh, I'm back at Woking, changing trains. For this one, as I just walked into a post, changing trains for this one, which is going to take me to Alton. So that's where the train has split. So the front portion is going to Basingstoke and the rear portion is going to Aldershot, which is where I'm going. So Aldershot is served by trains from Woking to Alton, and occasional services from London, and this service, which is passing on my right hand side, which is on the Ascot line, where I went the other week. So these are the main station buildings. I have been to Aldershot railway station before, because obviously AFC Wimbledon and indeed Wimbledon FC have played Aldershot on a number of occasions, and I've always come down on the train. I've also been here with my wife and two daughters when we started walking the North Downs Way. We started at Farnham, we ended up here, and I remember it was a Sunday and we had to wait ages for a train, I think almost an hour, and it was before the licensing laws had changed and there was nothing open, because it was in that dead time between the pubs closing on a Sunday at 2 and then reopening again at 7. It was dreadful, but we survived. The railway and the town here at Aldershot owe their existence to the military camp which came into being in 1855. Aldershot station opened in 1870, but it grew from a village to a town when it was connected to the main line at Purbright Junction. service to Guildford. And this one is the 911 to Farnham only. I could catch this, but it means I'd have to rush. There goes Guildford train. And there goes the Farnham service. Adjacent to the station is the bus station, and they've got these seasonal greetings on the front of the trains. The front of the buses. So this is the next train I'm catching. It's the 9:28 to Farnham. Arrived at Farnham, and this is the gateway to the North Downs Way. Unfortunately, the original cobbles, which were referred to in my 1984 Southern Region book, are no longer visible in the station forecourt. It is now all tarmac. Boo hoo, boo hoo, boo hoo. This is the type of poster I like. It says you are here at the station, and it shows you 4 miles to get to Beerhaven at the Hogsback Brewery. Nice beer, that. Nice beer. The London and South Western Railway reached Farnham in 1849 as a single branch from Guildford via Ash Green and Tongham. 18 years later, the route from Brookwood arrived. With electrification, the Ash Green line was closed. Apparently, according to the announcement, this train is about to leave. Now, I thought trains departed, not leave. Brookwood 1016. Nice bit of straight track, this. Look at that. Marvellous. Get some speedy ones coming down there. And there goes my train disappearing off into the distance. So, Brookwood, home of Brookwood Cemetery and the Necropolis Railway that used to travel down from Waterloo. So the lights of Brookwood Railway Station, original cobbles from the station forecourt. Unlike Farnham, where they've all disappeared, they're still here at Brookwood. Bit of history there, and it's good to see that it's now used for Premier ticket holders only. Brookwood owes its existence to an approach to the London South Western Railway by the London Necropolis and Mausoleum Company, which had been empowered by an Act of 1852 to establish a cemetery, which I'm now standing in, which opened in 1854 with a short branch line opening in 1864 with North and South Station, which used to be in the cemetery. The cemetery trains originated from the company's private siding at Waterloo, operating a minimum of twice a week and sometimes daily. I was quite surprised to hear that. I thought it would be more regular than that. Apparently, and I have to look, see if I can find this, there's a bay platform that was used to serve Bisley Camp and Firing Range, which was another branch line that used to come out here at Brookwood. And there's also an embankment that leads to the cemetery, which ceased in 1941 due to actions of German bombing during the Second World War, which destroyed the siding and also their M7 tank engine. So, Brookwood Cemetery. So this is the exit on the cemetery side, and I was standing the other side of that gate pressing the bell and nobody answered, and then I thought, oh, let's try and see if it opens. But it did. Right, there's an old piece of railway track here, and I'm wondering whether this used to be the embankment they were talking about, where the trains used to come down from the sidings, or the main line I should say. More likely came from that direction, didn't it? Yeah, there's mention about a north and south station. Well, that was because there was the Christian station and the non-conformist station. Well, I would imagine that here is where the bay platform was that used to lead to Bisley Camp and the firing range, because the other side there is a car park, so that would make sense, wouldn't it? Of course it would. It's one of these fast trains. Going to go helter down that straight. Very, very difficult to get the camera straight. Here comes the 10:33 to Basingstoke. Not going very fast because it's going to stop. There goes the fast one. Whoa! Well, my train is at 42. I've had half an hour here, I can't believe it. I thought I'd have a bit longer to walk around the cemetery. The subway between the two platforms and the gate out to the cemetery, which I was standing at, pushing the bell. Another fast train coming in.
Service to Alton, calling at Ashvale, Aldershot, Farnham, Bentley and Alton. This train has 4 carriages.
Please mind the gap between the train and the edge.
So this is the train I'm catching to Bentley, my penultimate stop of the day. Oh, it's a new livery South Western Railway train. I've arrived at Bentley at 11:13 and the train dwells here until 22 minutes past. Now if I was really smart, I could go out, get all my photos, get all my filming and get back on the train before it leaves rather than wait for half an hour. Am I that well prepared? No. Bentley station was opened 2 years after the Guildford to Farnham line was extended to Alton in 1852. I'm guessing that the line must switch into single line down here, and we're waiting for the return service from Alton to appear. There's the older, well, when I say old, there's the station building, and that house behind the bush, I would imagine, was the station master's house. I like this station. It's got a barrow crossing. I like a good old barrel Barrow crossing. Which is there. And I've still got 4 minutes. You know what? I think I am going to go over and catch that train back. Ah, here comes the other train. Alton Station's got an attractive ticket office. Try to sort of have some similarities with the Mid-Hants Railway, I expect. Nice Christmas tree. Nativity scene. A nice Christmas tree, all painted in Southern Railway green.
Speak to staff
Very
or
nice.
text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it,
There's
say
the
it, sorted.
Mid-Hants Steam Railway. That's their platform over there.
We want you to feel confident when travelling by
And that's
train.
my train, which is due
which is
to
why
leave
we're
at
cleaning trains at
11:44.
stations more.
I've now switched over to platform 1. Okay, right, the first railway arrived at Alton from Farnham in 1852. In 1865, the Alton, Aylesford and Winchester Railway arrived at a new station and was opened that year. 2 other railways joined to provide services at Alton from Butts Junction. First came the Basingstoke and Alton Light Railway, opened in 1901 and closed in 1917. Then the Meon Valley route in 1903, which gave Alton through trains to Portsmouth and Gosport. And apparently at one time there was a Bournemouth to Deal service via Aylesford. The line westward closed in 1973, and as I said, the Mid-Hants Railway took over and now runs the preserved railway. And here's some of their rolling stock. Doesn't look like there's any services, I expect, due to the lockdown. Some more. And I like the way they've done these lift towers, and they've done them in fitting with the preserved railway. I think that's a really good touch. So I'm back at Woking. I've just got off that train, and that is going to join up with a train from Farnham. So I'm back to where I started. And coming up behind me is the train that's going to take me to Waterloo in time to watch the South London derby between Charlton Athletic and FC Wimbledon on iPhone. Goodbye.